Hi everyone, it's Killshot 99 Gaming. This is Played It Live. We got the Crypt, we got Ark, we got Jet, and these are long time rivals. It's going to be a lot of fun tonight. Well, first of all, Faction Wars are back, everybody. And you know what? It's also football season, and it's like Play Dead Live season. Anytime there's zombie shows on TV and video games, and it gets a little bit cooler. Faction Wars and football. Like, what could be better than that? And what could be better than tonight's matchup? So I'm super excited about what we got going on. We do have to make several announcements before we get into it. One, we got Valar super chatting at Hello 999 Army, Kills Great Mods, channel members, sponsors, PDL. We got the Kills game, Death Drop, pets, everything. But y'all know what? We actually have to celebrate like 3 other things because we haven't done Faction Wars in a little while. We had some birthday shout outs that we need to do. And y'all know I like to do the birthday boxes, right? So everybody, show a little love. One, we got to celebrate Jimstone's birthday. So big happy birthday to Jim. Big shout out to Jimstone. But Jim wasn't the only birthday. Yeah, I see those happy birthday shout-outs coming up. So I got to do it. I got to super chat it. So big happy birthday to Jim Stone from Team Ark. But we also had another big birthday shout out. We had Crimson Tide from Team Vox. How about a big birthday shout out for Crimson Tide? Now I know Crimson's not playing tonight, but y'all get the idea. And today, guess whose birthday it is? The Cardinals' birthday is today. So Gemstone from Ark, Crimson, Team Vox, and Chad, the Cardinal, from Team Jet. Big birthday shout out. So I'm going to super chat it up for you guys because you know what? PDL is about showing some love. It's about getting you all set up, getting those boxes, and getting you in a future box event as well. So thank you guys for everything that you do for the game. Thank you for being a part of it, playing the game, supporting each other. And there you can see a little bit of my support coming in strong as well. So see Kel in the house too. See that? That's what we do right there. Kel, super chatting it up. Big birthday shout out to Crimson, to Jim, and also to the Cardinal as well. I'm going to give Kel a little 999 sticker there. I should give myself one. I'm going to give myself a 999 sticker. All right. Good stuff, everybody. Let's get into tonight's events because we're going to start at 8:30 on the dot. Exactly 8:30. Mr. Freeze in the house. Good luck in it to both teams. Mr. Freeze throwing it down. There you go. Now some birthday magic. All right, now there's a lot of cool things coming up in the fall. You guys know we got games, we got contests, we got a little bit of everything. But we're still in the Crypt Wing. And in the Crypt Wing, the standings are getting tight here. We got Ark at 9-2. Good season so far, but Jet says, hold on. We got a little something for you tonight. You're coming into the Jet house. We got Vox at 7-5. We got Sly on their heels at 5-7. These are going to make a big difference when we get to the Kills Cup. Big difference. You can see the matches we got coming up next week. We got, how about Monday night? we got Sly traveling to Ark. We got Jet traveling to Vox on Wednesday. Then the following week, we got Vox traveling to Ark. Could be a game for first place. And Sly traveling to, right back here, Team Jet. So I'm pretty excited about that. Now, you do have to be present tonight to win. Normally with the money tree, you don't have to be. But we did something a couple weeks ago where I doubled it. I doubled the money tree, and the only caveat to the doubling of the money tree was that you had to be here. All right. So if you are here for the money tree spin, give me 999s right now. Because if you're not in chat, you can't win the 500 kills tokens that we're rolling for. And Father Ron said it. It is spin time, baby. So I got to see those 9s, so we're going to spin this wheel, and if you are not here, you can't walk away with the money tree. And remember, it said 250, but we doubled it up. All right, here we go. Looks like the odds might be pretty good for some of y'all because I don't see everybody here. All right, spin that wheel. It is Deadly Dimes. 500 tokens for Deadly Dimes. Congratulations. All right, but I got a question, okay? Dimes just won 500 free tokens. That's awesome. You think y'all could have Dimes play a little bit of kills game? I mean, I'm just asking. Maybe y'all could all type kills game in there. Dimes is sitting at like 5,000. All right. Now let's do the sliver sacrifice, everybody. As you know, this is going to be what type of grenade we're sacrificing for the slivers, for the rings. All right, here we go. Come on, Unforgiven. Is Grizzly grenades are what we're sacrificing tonight. All right, really quickly, let's get all of y'all to tonight's Epic War Bundle because this is nice. This is brand new gear, and we got to get this thing cranking because I'm running a few minutes behind. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to double up. Believe it or not, because of Armageddon, a lot of people are requesting healing potions now. So we got up top, I'm going to give you double the sliver, or the silver. That means this is after the double. You can get 2 Elixir Extreme, 2 Steel, 2 Whiskey, 2 Seal Smoke, 10 Post-Battle Pet Revive, 2 Carbine, 2 Graphene, and 2 of each of your waxes. That is a double silver bundle for each of you guys. All right, we got red. It's going to be red Summon Skins, Thrill Smoke, Enrage 3, Frantic 5, Savage 6, Mag 7, Super 8, Hostile 9, Super Thrill. And I'm going to give you a Terror 10. Take you over to the gold. That's 2 Cruel Blue, Encase, 2 Cruel Red, Smolder, brand new, Healing Rain Potion. Healing Rain, check it out. Not to be confused with the OnlyFans Sophie Rain. This is Healing Rain. So, okay. All right, bad joke. But anyway, that's Healing Rain. It does some cool stuff. We've got Onyx Skins, Cruel Resist, Spectral Ore. Take you over to the green bundle, Energy Orb, Spider Silk, Combat Orbs, Vile Smoke, Max Spark, Cruel Base, Blue Spark, Gold Spark. Those are singular, Healing Moonshine, and a standard recipe. I'm going to take you up top. Well, one person got it, right? Like, One person. 2 people got it. All right. We got Mythic Summon Skins, Colossal Summon Skins, Ghost Smoke by request, and Armageddon. This is brand new. And this is the Zenith Medallion. H24, D17, B17, APR. This is Armor Pen Resist and a brand new ability called Armageddon. Yes, this is an ability. It's not a DI. It doesn't need to be a DI because on your turn, if you play Armageddon, all of your enemies and all of your enemies' creatures on the board will lose 5% of their health. That is pretty major. Imagine spamming that. It is going to be ridiculous what you can do. That's why you need the Healing Rain. But if you use a Healing Rain, you got to use a potion to make up for it. So this is going to be crazy. So that's what we got, everybody. Kel, let's see who picked up tonight's gear because, well, one, everybody should pick up this gear. And it will be in your inventory tomorrow, everybody. So we got a lot of gear on the line. Kel's going to let us know who picked it up. And then we're going to go back to the main screen. And if you are playing, if you are in tonight's starting lineup, I'm going to ask for your pre-match buffs. And that is going to be Dow, Valar, Julia, Sky, MPC, Justice, Zombie Jet, and Kel. And while we're getting that, you can see who picked up tonight's bundle. We got Justice, we got Jim, we got Crimson, we got Dimes, Busy, Julia, Ron, Craven, Lexicon, Valar, Cat, Bones, Dow, Trigger, Football, Pope, Die, Nightshade, Fly Rod, and Kel. That's a lot of gear. That's 20 people picking up gear. That's a lot of gear. Up. Animal says Animal 2. All right, well, we'll get Animal added to that as well. Apparently, Animal shot a message to Kel to pick up tonight's gear, so we will get him hooked up. All right. While we're getting those pre-match buffs up there, we got Kel. We're going to need MPC up there shortly. A lot going on, we know. But that's the way it is at the beginning of a match. So, and we'll get you added to that, Animal. There it is right there. Add Animal to the War Bundle. Okay. We'll get Kel to post MPC's buff, and I'm going to take you down to the Jet home field so we get this thing started. So tonight's starting lineup is as follows. Going first is MPC. MPC is the sniper and is in the DZ. MPC be followed by the assassin. Julia. Julia is in the rover zone, the captain, and also the siege. Julia be followed by Kel. Kel is the captain in the siege in the rover zone as well. Kel's going to be followed by Valar. Valar's the sniper from the bomber zone. Valar going to be followed by Zombie Jet in the bomber zone. Zombie Jet followed by Skylight in the tank zone. They chose to tank. Sky followed by Justice. Justice tanking it up in the tank zone. And then we got, last but not least, we got Dow in the DZ. All right. Let's get this party started. MPC is on the clock. 20-second timer starts right now. I'm going to give Kel a couple more seconds because she had to post the bundles. There we go. All right. Morb the Priest. Boston Main Street, drop a seal. All right. Playing boss in 1. Cap in 3. Dud to the watchtower. Sacrifice a grizzly. Julie says it hits, so let's go ahead and light up a watchtower. Priest, boss, seal, and dud to the watchtower, all done within the timer. So good stuff. Let's go over to the assassin, Julia. Julia, you got 20 seconds starting now. Grendel to the haystack. Rover to their bomber zone. Beats the timer. All right, Julia and the rover. Let's give Julia a tire. And heading on down to their bomber zone. Put you right there, Julia. Put that Grendel to the haystack, and that is an emo Grendel. Emo Gren. Sleet Wand, Seal, Absorption, and Navy. We'll put out the Flame. An Absorption. Going to play Sleet. Freeze that top block. Going to play Duplex on herself. So that means her Sliver ability will be double on her next turn. It'll be Duplex 2. Max Spark Justice. All right, which will slow him down. So Emo Grendel, Rover to the bomber. Sleet Wand. Seal. Navy to the temple. And sacrifice a grizzly. All right. Let's go to Kel. 20-second timer, Kel. Kel heading down to the forge. We will see Kel in round number 3. All right, let's go over to Valar. 20-second timer, Valar. Did not beat the timer. Did beat the nerf timer. All right. Valar's going to move to the temple steps. Wicked Boss. All right, move to temple steps. Valar playing Wicked Boss, which would be a -50 to their boss. Villar playing boss in 1, cap in 3. Gonna Holy Avenger that wall, so no negative effects to their own wall. Flourish Wand with a Seal and Thrill. Max Spark Justice. So Justice is stuck in place. He cannot move on his turn. We'll put a Flourish Wand there, which would be green. And a S8 Snowstorm loaded to the wall with Duplex. So Villar's next sliver will be double. And it does hit. It is a Snowstorm. Black block and a green block. And let's roll the die and see what we're going to freeze on the wall. Roll a 10-sider. All right. The die roll mechanism is not working, so I'm going to roll it manually. Unfortunately for you guys, you won't see it. Try it one more time. Nope. All right, number 6. Number 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is the block that's frozen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 because of the snowstorm. Villar going to play Hemlock to remove a green block. All right. Let's go to Team Jet. Kel, zombie, attack or disable? All right. Zombie's going to disable Cyborg. We'll see Zombie Jet in round 3. All right, Skylight, you're on the clock. 20-second timer, Sky. Beats the timer. And play Monolith. Jump in the tank to the temple steps. All right, Sky with a cannonball. Temple steps behind Villar. Seal, S8 Grub loaded to the wall. Duplex and Gold Spark Justice. Kel hits her weight on the grub. S8 grub load to the wall. If it hits, it'll add 3 bonus points to their sliver. It does hit. All right. Blue block. And a blue block. All right. And let's go over to Justice. Justice is max spark, but we'll give him a 20-second timer. All right, Justice gets his move in. We got 2 Grendels up there for Team Arc. Dark Boss to the side chest with a seal. Justice, Dark Boss in 1, Cap in 3. Absorption, Navy to the wall, duplex, and sacrifice a Grizzly. All right, Navy will break that seal. No longer max sparked. All right, we got seal, we got absorption. And Justice will be duplex 2. All right, final move of round number 1. Dow, you're up. 20-second timer. Beats the timer. All right, we got Dow going with Grendel, duplex, seal, smoke. Three Grendels out there on those haystacks. All right, we got Grendel, seal, smoke, gold spark, and he's going to try to light a straw man. Kel. It hits. All right, lighting up first straw man. We'll break his absorption. All right, that is the end of round number 1. At the end of round number 1, Valar will rotate into the temple. 1 blessing. We get a halo for Dow. Get a halo for Cat. Remove 1 ring and remove 1 ring. Slivers, we got 15 for Jet, 25 for Arc. DZ, 25-25. Devil Horns for Valar. Angel Wings for the Zombie. We'll dim a Dragonstone. And Strawman, we got 5 for Arc, 0 for Jet. All right, we're going to round number 2. MPC. 20-second timer, you're on the clock. Beats the timer. Mythic Kang, the Main Street boss. Could be worth 63 if it caps. Pet Repel, dud to the Watchtower. All right. Kel, pick odd or even. Pick an odd. It is even. All right, that is a miss. But it does get rid of one of the monoliths. All right, Julia, you're up. 20-second timer. Beats the timer. Julia's going to move to their tank zone. Mythic Needle to the haystack. Julia playing Needle. In 2. Cap in 3. Pet Repel. Summoning Grenade to the wall and Sliver ability. Going to pump her Sliver up 10 to 35. Summoning Grenade hits the wall. Julia, color of the orbital. Got a blue block. And 30% of a red block. 70 red remaining. Colossal Orbital. All right, movement's good. Mythic Needle, Pet Repel, Summoning Grenade, and Sliver ability. We will skip Kel, and we'll go right over to Valar. Valar, 20-second timer starts now. Did not beat the timer. Did not beat the nerf timer. Did beat the second penalty timer. All right, so we got Colossal Grendel. Pet Repel. M7 Maximon loaded. All right. It's 25-point penalty. Luckily, Kel didn't say hits, but typed the wrong pet because there is a Grendel. There is a such thing as a Grendel. So it is a Needle. Does get a Pet Repel. Needle to the haystack. Villar playing Needle in 2. Cap in 3. Playing Sliver ability. Pumping her Sliver up to 45. Sacrifice a Grizzly. All right, so Needle to the haystack, Pet Repel. Maximon to the wall, Sliver, and Sacrifice. Giving the points for the Maximon. And we'll take down 70% of a red block. And that'll leave 60%. Sorry, 40% of a red block. So 40 remaining, so 2.4. All right, we skip Zombie. We go over to Skylight. 20-second timer, Sky. Beats the timer. Needle to the haystack. All needles are in play. That'd be Needle in 2, Cap in 3. 30H9 Unicorn loaded to the wall from a launcher, Sliver ability, and a Sacrifice. Got a big grenade coming in, Kel. Nine, 10, 11. S11 Unicorn trying to finish off the wall. Caps Lock says wait. MPC going to prevent it. All right, prevention is good. Okay, let's go over to Justice. Justice, 20-second timer. Justice going to head to the portal. All right, Villar going to surrender. She's going to Dominari the Ruffled Feather, but he does get... Well, Dominari the flag. So he won't get the flag, but he will get the Ruffled Feather. And he does get 200 points for the MBS. We will see Justice in round 4. And we do have our first team to ever get the Triple Crown Award for Team Jet. Risk It Biscuit. 50 points for Justice. Triple Crown, 150 points for Justice. All right, Dow, 20-second timer. Beats the timer. Sliver ability, Flame Grenade to Strawman, Colossal Watcher to their Watchtower. All right, he's going to put a Watcher on Watchtower number 2. Sliver ability. Pump their sliver up to 50 points per round. Kel, you got a Flame Grenade going to another Strawman. It hits. All right, Sliver ability, Flame Grenade, Colossal Watcher. That'll light up Strawman number 2. All right, captains, give me your subs. We've got second set Angel Wings and Devil Horns. We got a second Halo for Dow. Second Halo for Cat. DZ 25-25. Arc 10 points for Strawman. Sliver 50 for Arc, 15 for Jet. Remove a Halo from the Sliver and remove one from the Sliver. All right, MPC heading out. Cardinal coming in. Dow losing his seal elevation. Sky heading out. Shaman coming in. New order is as follows. Cardinal, Julia, Kel, Valar, Zombie, Shaman, Justice, and Dow. All right. The Forge. Take down 2 black blocks. Actually, we don't do the Forge until Zombie's turn. Sorry. Forge will happen on third player's turn. All right. Before Cardinal's turn, cap a boss and a Kang. 63-point Kang and a boss. Flags are 1-0. All right, Cardinal. 20-second timer starts. Right now. Cardinal beats the timer. Boston Main Street with a seal. Cardinal playing boss in 3. Cap in 5. E1 Milo to the Watchtower. Sack a Grizzly with duplex. Now the E1 is not going to hit though because remember, they played the Watcher. So you didn't pay the juice for the Watcher. It would have lit it up because that monolith was gone. But you do get the Milo points. All right, start of Julia's turn. Needle is going to cap. First needle for Team Arc. Twenty-second timer. Going to play Negation Wand to get rid of the Harvest Wand. Air Wands are now off the board. Can't Euclid Kell because she is still at her turn. So it's invalid target. So you do have to Euclid a target, but the only target you can Euclid is the Cardinal. Colossal Kang to Valar's boss. So Colossal Kang could be worth 73. Move to their DZ. Unicorn loaded to the wall with MD4. First mass destruction we've had. All right, Kel, you got an S8 Unicorn coming at your wall. It hits. All right, takes down. %40 of the red block. And 80% of the next red block. We got 20 red remaining. So 1.2 red still on the board. Dow going to play double evoke. Kel, does the evoke damage go through? He's going to evoke it once and then evoke it again, using both charges of his invoke. All right, hits. All right, first charge would not have gotten rid of it. The second one will get rid of it. So let's rebuild the wall. Julia getting a gold bar. Dow no longer has a legend. Unicorn will get rid of the black block and also teardrop down to the red. Actually, Dow gets the gold bar, not Julia. So, Amy, correction, Dow gets the gold bar. He adds the damage to her grenade, which means the grenade does still get the effect, but because it's his legend, he gets the gold bar. All right. Before Kel's turn, because Kel went into the forge, we're going to extinguish 2 straw men. We're going to take down 2 blocks. We're going to light 1 watchtower. And the second one, Kel, odd or even? Kel, odd or even? All right, she's going odd. It is number 2 again. All right, but it does get rid of the monolith. All right, Kel is coming out of the forge. Kel, you got any move you want. 20-second timer. She's going to head back to her rover zone. All right. And Kel can play the Harvest Wand because she could not have been targeted last round. So she's moving to her rover zone. Harvest Wand for the green block. Colossal King to the side chest. Could be worth 73. Dropping a seal. Going to blue spark the Cardinal, which will fizzle because he's a Euclid. F5 Milo to the Watchtower, which will light the Watchtower this time. No restriction on that one. So Watchtower number 3 is lit up. They do get the Milo. Sacrifice a Grizzly. Going to play Duplex. All right, movement's good. Wand is good. Colossal Kang is good. Seal is good. Blue Spark, no good. F5 Milo, good. And sacrifice a Grizzly and the Duplex ability, all good. Blue Spark does not damage. Only damage. All right, before Villar's turn, we'll cap Villar's Needle. Needle number 2 for Team Arc. And Villar got a 20-second timer. Timer's up. She beat the timer as I was saying it. So timer's good. Colossal Watcher. Steal Kel's boss. So Kel has no boss. Maximon to the wall with MD4. There is no 8. All right, Villar playing Colossal Watcher. That means there are now 2 Watchers that have to pay juice, the first one and the third one. This one also has a monolith. Okay, you got S6 Maximon, hits or wait? It hits. A little stronger wall. Green block and 20% of a green block. Got 80 green remaining. And they do get the Maximon. All right, we got the zombie back in play. So because it is round 3, zombie is going to light 2 straw men. All right. Before Shaman's turn, we're going to cap Skylight's Needle. We also need to cap Valar's Boss, too. So last round, we got a 73-point Kang and a flag. And now we have 3 needles. Shaman, 20 seconds. Going to the temple steps. Needle to the haystack. Shaman playing Needle. In 3 with cap in 4. Play Banish Wand. Julie cannot be launched or knocked back. Seal and Thrill. H9 Maximon to the wall. Duplex and sacrifice a Grizzly. Kel, you got a S10 equivalent from the grenade launcher S11. S11 Maximon. Chad can't prevent it because he is a Euclid. Going to use the zombie prevention to shut it down. All right, movement's good, needle's good, banish is good, big grenade attack, zombie prevention, shuts it down. All right, we'll skip Justice. He's in the portal. And we'll finish it up round 3 with Dow. Actually, before Dow's turn, let's cap this boss. $73-point Kang and flag number 2. All right, Dow, 20 seconds. Beats the timer. Dow going to play boss to their chest. He's playing boss in round 3. Cap in 5. Also, Zombie Jet played boss to their chest. Zombie Jet, first round he could play a boss, he can, so Jet, Zombie Jet plays a boss in round 3, we'll cap in 5. Just so you guys know. Julian Kell, give me a 999 if you understand that there's 2 bosses on the field for Jet. Dow playing boss in 3, cap in 5. That's a good point. All right, back that up. All right. Zombie Jet cannot play because the other one did not cap yet. That's why he didn't play one. Scratch that. Zombie Jet will still have... Sorry about that. Zombie Jet will play his boss in round 4 because Justice did not cap his yet. Okay, never mind. Scratch that. So in round 4, Zombie Jet will play a boss if there is a chest available to play. Okay. Navy to the Straw Man. Down with another Max Seal. Mass Destruction is up to 12 and sacrifice a Grizzly. All right, Kel. You got a Navy to the Straw Man. Hits or wait? It hits. They're going to put out one of those 2 Straw Men. All right, that's the end of round number 3. At the end of round number 3, we got a third blessing. We got Jet, 5 points for Strawman, Arc 0. DZ is going to be 25 for Arc, 0 for Jet, because Kel neutralized. We got 50 points for Arc, for Sliver, 15 for Jet. Let's remove. All right, everybody, let's go to round number 4. Cardinal. You are no longer Euclid. Well, wait a minute. Hang on. You are Euclid. Because you got your turn, and then you got Euclided, so you have to skip your turn. Julia, I got it. Slow down. All right, skip Cardinal. Julia, you're on the clock. 20-second timer. All right, you have no Cyborg because it was disabled. Move to their rover zone. Colossal Orbital to the wall. Maximon to the wall with Amp 3. Kel. Her movement can't be stopped. The orbital is on the wall. How about the grenade? Hits or wait? It hits. All right, we got S6 Maximon. They get the Maximon. $80 green left. Take out the green, and we got 80 blue left. All right, let's go over to Kel. 20-second timer, Kel. Did not beat the timer. All right. Did not beat the timer. Is playing Cyrus. Kel and the Rover, give her a tire. 25-point tire. And drive to their DZ. Cyrus going to take down 3 blocks. 1, 2, and 3. Can't break a wall seal. But this is going to end up bad. Julia says, wait. All right, going to eclipse Valar. Going to pump up that wall and make it super strong. But it's a Lantern H9 Spade with Super Thrill. Kel playing Intaglio. Anything else y'all want to do? All right. A lot of damage, a lot of health for the wall, but it's just going to break this ice block that's down here. Y'all not see this ice block? That's a lot of damage for one ice block. All right, ice block is broken. That is the most damage ever done to an ice block in the history of Play Dead Live. And a lot of abilities used. No, they played 2 snowstorms early in the game. And that was the second snowstorm. Whew, that was a lot of good stuff there. All right, let's go over to Valar. 20-second timer, Valar. Beats the timer. Colossal Kang to Dow's boss. Could be 73. Thrill, Arc Spark, Unforgiven to the wall with Amp. Got a 5 and a S6, Unforgiven. It hits. Probably not a bad one to let hit. They are ramping it up, but it is still an S6. It's 80% blue. Take out the blue. And 40% of the next block means you got 60 blue remaining, 1.6 blue total. All right, zombie. Now, it's round 4. So the good news is a zombie does more damage than Kel's attack. Two red blocks. And zombie plays a boss in 4 with cap in 6. For Shaman's turn, her needle is going to cap. Needle number 4. All right, Shaman, 20 seconds. Yes, they do. And the angel horns help Team Jet. Mythic Kang to Dow's boss. $63 if it caps. Sliver ability. Pump it up to 60. Kel, you got a spade. S8 with thrill makes it an S9 spade grenade to the wall. Cardinal with the prevention, which he can. He's no longer Euclided. All right, Justice. Coming out of the portal. 20-second timer, Justice. Did not beat the timer. Did beat the nerf timer. Gonna move down to the tank zone. Colossal Kang to Main Street. Colossal Kang could be worth 73. Max Seal. Maximon to the wall. MD4. Julie going to intervene. All right, movement's good. Kang is good. Maximon is intervened. It is no good. All right, Dow. Final move of the first half, 20 seconds. Timer's up. Beat the timer. E4 summoning grenade to the watchtower, needle to the haystack, and amplify. Dow playing needle in 4. Cap in 5. Kel, you got a summoning grenade to the watchtower. Kel says, wait. What are we waiting on? Kel, what you got? Mythic Blue from Kel. First blue of the game, Mythic Blue. Dow going to absorb it. Kind of wouldn't matter because you're going to get elevation anyway. All right, that's the end of round number 4. Captains, give me your subs. Dow, elevation, takes his seal. Cardinal loses seal. Blessing for Villar. Julia losing, actually she's in their rover zone, never mind. Shaman heading out. Sky coming in. Julia getting the siege. 100-point siege for Julia. Pope going to the ozone. Sentry gun is unlocked. For Arc, not unlocked for Team Jet because they did not get the tank. But the tank is still available for later. Kel, who do we got coming in? MPC coming in for the Cardinal. remove a sliver blessing from each team. And in that round, we did have 60 points for Ark. $20 points for Jet. Strawman, 5 for Jet, 0 for Ark. And Ark had 25 in the DZ and 0 for Jet. And Kel, do we have Busy in the Ozone? I'm assuming. I just see NPC for Chad. Actually, you know what? Sorry, DZ should have been 0-0. Yeah, it's backwards. Jet 25 because Julia moved out, and Ark 0. And Kel getting a Halo. But no sentry gun for Busy. But the DZ that round was Ark 0, Jet 25. All right, we should be good to go. Okay, before NPC's turn, we're going to cap a boss and a 73-point Kang. It's boss number 3. All right, 20-second timer NPC from the DZ. NPC heading over to the one temple that's available. Smart move. Other one is still on fire. Talon Kell over to the steps. Now they got a backup to the backup. Seal and Thrill. Unforgiven to the wall. Immortal Blue from Dow. First Emo Blue. All right, NPC to the temple. Talon Kell to the steps. Seal and Thrill and Unforgiven. The Immortal Blue is going to hit NPC. But there's a max absorb. So no damage. All right, let's go over to Julia. 20-second timer. Yeah, that's why it's better to have a second challenger. Beats the timer. Gold Gideon, Max Seal to Sky. Gold Guineas a minus 24. Can expose a player or the wall. Let me know what the exposed target is. And Kel, you got an H9 spade from MacArthur. All right, so we're going to expose the wall to add extra damage to it. And MPC is going to prevent the grenade, so no spade grenade. All right, let's go to Kel. 20-second timer from the steps. Timer's up. Nerf timer is up. This is for a 25-point time penalty. Does beat the time penalty. Torrent for the straw man. Seal and thrill. Going to light up straw man number 2 with Torrent. Unforgiven to the wall. Going to expose the wall as well. Julia S6 Unforgiven with Thrill makes it S7. Unforgiven to the wall. Mortal Blue from Villar. All right, Mortal Blue. Now remember, Kel had a seal and she played another seal. So Mortal Blue will break her first seal, but then the seal and thrill will immediately resolve. No damage. All right, let's go over to Villar. 20-second timer of Villar. Villar beats the timer. Villar is now third in line at Temple Steps. Going to play Thraxus, E3 and Dragon Storm. Colossal Gideon, max seal to the Pope. Grub Grenade to the wall, Bounty Bear, and expose. The Bounty Bear and expose. Kel, Villar, what's your target for expose? All right, going to expose the wall again. Kel, got a grub grenade coming in. All right, they're going to Judas that to the other wall. All right, Joe, you got a Judas redirecting it. And Valar, the bounty bear will not do anything. The bounty bear is not an ability. The bounty bear only enhances your pet score, which you did not play. You played expose. So you get no benefit from the bounty bear. All right, Dow going to prevent it. Okay, Valar moves, plays Thraxus, Colossal Gideon. Maxiel is good. Grub Grenade gets redirected and then prevented. And then they play an expose ability for the wall. All right. We got the zombie. Zombie is going to light 2 watchtowers. Kel, one more pick, odd or even. Final time. Pick an odd. It is number 3. It is odd. So we get rid of the monolith. And we will light that watchtower, which is number 4. And we'll light watchtower number 5. 4 and 5 are lit up. Zombie will also play a needle. And the needle will get rid of one of those grindles. And also Dow's needle capped. Nope, didn't cap yet, sorry. We're in round 5. Dow's needle will cap this round. All right, so one of those grindles is gone. It's eaten by the needle. So there are 2 grindles remaining. All right, Sky, 20-second timer. Beats the timer. Sky going to move into range. Put Sky in a no zone. Gold King to Dow's boss. Could be worth 55. Send Torment over to Busy, just to say hello. And M7 summoning to the wall with MD4. Justice going to intervene, a summoning grenade. All right. Let's go over to Justice in the tank zone. Got to intervene. All right. Thank you for that. All right, Justice, you are now on the clock. 20-second timer. We have Justice, Dow, Busy, and Pope. Did not beat the regular timer. Not beat the Nerf timer. This is for a 25-point penalty. All right, final timer is up. Got to get Justice move in. There we go. Justice going to get in the tank. We'll give Justice a cannonball. All right, Justice in the tank. Moving to the DZ. But he can't reach the wall. Thraxis is good. Going to play Dragon Smoke, so one of the Dragon Smokes is gone. All right, gets in the tank, moves to the DZ, plays Thraxis, Dragon Smoke, M7 Unforgiven loaded to the wall with Sliver ability. Because he cannot reach the wall, Justice, give me a player or a pet target. A player or a pet target because you don't have range on the wall. All right, Julia, he's targeting a Grendel with a M7 Unforgiven. It hits. One of the Grendels is dead. All right, on Dow's turn, we're going to cap a couple things. We're going to cap his needle. It's needle number 5. We're also going to cap his boss and 209 points in Kangs. Scratch that. $191 points in Kangs. So 191 points in Kangs, and the second flag, and the 5th needle. All right, Dow, you're up. 20-second timer. Beats the timer. Dow going to expose the wall again. Third expose. Dune to Strawman, Navy to Strawman, Heal and Seal, and Torment MPC. All right, going to put out both Strawmen. And his Heal and Seal will fizzle because he's already sealed and he took no damage. All right, Busy, you're tormented, and you got a 20-second timer. Busy playing Rocky, Immortal variety. I see you, Rocky. Dragon Smoke, Cape of Craven, Unforgiven loaded to the wall, expose the wall, sacrifice Grizzly, and Sliver ability, which you cannot play the Sliver ability because you played the expose. That is a good call, and he played the Heal and Seal first, which means the torment never happens. And a warning for Dow for a double smoke ability. All right, Mortal Rocky's good, Dragon Smoke's good, Legendary, Unforgiven to an exposed wall, and sacrifice a Grizzly. And Julia's playing final blue of the game for Team Arc. And Busy going to play Max Absorb to get rid of it. All right, final move of round number 5, Pope. 20-second timer. Pope going to jump in the turret because he can, because he has one. Playing Orbital. Going to freeze the wall. Torment to kill. MacArthur H9. Summoning Grenade loaded to the wall. Sliver Ability. And sacrifice a Grizzly. All right, that wall is frozen for this turn, which means it would take double damage, Kel. And you also got a H9. 10 with MacArthur. S10 Summoning Grenade. Kel's going to intervene it. All right, wall is no longer frozen. So the orbital is good. Sliver Ability and Sacrifice and Torment, all good. And that is the end of round number 5, everybody. It is Dragonstorm time. Both teams qualified for Dragonstorm. Let's roll the dice. E2. E2 on all attacks. That is a good call out. So we got, that is true. Kel was in there DZ in round 4, right before halftime. Doesn't matter. It's up to you guys to keep up with it. It's not lit up, but she was there. So we've got Jet with an E2. Arc with no Dragonstorm. At the end of round number 5. Problem Child, MPC with a blessing. Strawman, 0-0. DZ, 25-25. Sliver, 60 points. For Arc, 25. For Jet. Remove from each. All right, round number 6. MPC. 20-second timer starts right now. MPC playing Rage. Super Thrill. H9 Unforgiven loaded to the wall. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. S18 Unforgiven with MD8. All right, going to go double mythic sonars. See if it'll help. It's a lot of juice on there. All right, we'll start with Insomnia. '18 will take it down to S15. Put a 30% nerf on it. But they got MD8, which only put a 22% nerf on it. It's going to keep it at S11. S11. Plus they have expose. It will not matter. That wall's still going down. 2 blocks off the board. Light it back up. It was a valiant effort, but not enough resistance to stop the 2 red blocks. Gold bar for MPC. Julia, you're up. 20 seconds. Gonna go Kruger and Revitron. Going to add 1 rage for each War Dragon. And War Titan has been played. There have been 2. So Kruger, we'll start out with that. Kruger would unlight. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Kel, you got an S11 Unforgiven with Kruger. Mythic Blue from Justice. Second blue of the game. We'll break Julia's seal. Kruger will unlight Watchtower. Julie going to max absorb, which means she'll keep her seal. All right, let's go over to Kel. 20-second timer, Kel. That wall is no longer exposed. Beats the timer. Finds the Pope. Scold the Pope. Rage, Unforgiven, loaded to the wall. Vines will hit Pope. Scold, going to give Kel a absorption. She was tormented. Much stronger wall. This is wall number 2. We've seen it. So we've got Unforgiven. So it makes a total of S3. Let's light the watchtower because it's gold. S3 after Dragonstorm. Black block. And 10% of a green block. 90 green remaining. Let's go to Valar, who's got an extra E3 because of Thraxus. 20-second timer, Valar. And, of course, her damage is baked in because of the Devil Horns. Beats the timer. Kruger, Torment to Justice. Gold Spark Justice. Blackout Wand. H9 Unforgiven. So it'll be no DZ this round. Going to fade their bomber. But their bomber is a zombie, so it won't matter, Valar. Kruger is going to get rid of that watchtower again. And red-blue, final blue of the game. And Valar going to absorb it to keep her seal. Kruger, Torment, Gold Spark, Blackout Wand, Grenade, and the fade will target the zombie, but it won't matter. Speaking of zombie, let's light 2 more straw men. And let's cap the zombie's boss. Jet now with 4 flags. All right, let's go over to Sky. Sky, 20-second timer. Red Gideon, Super Thrill, Blue Spark, Unforgiven to the wall with Amp. Mythic Sonar from Justice. All right, so we got a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. More Amp. Mythic Sonar from Justice. Going to take it down to an S6. Unforgiven. Got 1.6 blue. You take down the blue. All right, let's go over to Justice. Twenty-second timer, Justice. You are tormented. But you are in the tank. Does not beat the timer. It's for a nerf timer. Don't want to nerf here because he is already gold sparked. Scold the Pope. Super Thrill, Rage, Unforgiven to the Watchtower. It hits. Ouch. Went to the Watchtower. All right, Scold the Pope. Got Pope down to 80%. Scold's going to light up. Watchtower number 5. Justice hits the Watchtower. And we'll light Watchtower number 6, but no wall damage. And the tank alone was S6. The tank was S6, so that was 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, S15 damage to the Watchtower. All right, let's go over to Dow. 20-second timer, Dow. That's a nice thing about keeping the tank till round 2. is you get all that extra rage if you can. That would have been a nice hit on the wall. Dow going to move into range. Beats the timer. H9, Blue Sparks, Super Thrill. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 with his Ignite. We're using Immortal Sonar on it. That'll help a little. Going to take it down to an S9 Spade equivalent. Obliterates. First block because it already had a teardrop on it. Takes out a red block and a red block. One red block remaining for Dow. All right. Busy is not tormented. She was tormented last round. Busy and Immortal Rocky. All right. So a couple things. Dow's target was the wall, move into range of wall. He also played Kruger to their watchtower. All right, so Kruger should have taken that off. Villar added Insomnia, which is going to take that wall down to 40 red. Wall still up, though. Okay, so finishing the last move. Dow moved into range of the wall. That was his target. He also had a Kruger to their watchtower, which we deducted. We got Immortal Rocky and Busy. And Scold. Okay, so Julia going to prevent Immortal Rocky. Pope going to prevent Scold. However, Busy's attack's going to hit. So I've got Busy with H10, 11, all right, hold up. All right, we're going to back up because Kel never implied hits. I'll get to Busy in a second. All right, on Dow's move, Kel said, challenge, what is his target? Okay, but she never confirmed hit. All right, so we're going to back up. And we're going to put that up there. And Kel's question is, can she prevent? All right. She played Immortal Sonar. Valar played Intalio. Then Kel Challenge says, what is his target? Says per Watchtower. Then I went on to Busy's move. Question is, yes, she can prevent the Kruger. If she does, or she's letting the Kruger hit, Valar is not using her Intalio. So Valar, delete the Intalio because Kel's move is going to prevent before you ever use your dragon. All right, Kel, who's using the prevention? All right, Busy preventing the grenade. Kruger is still hitting. Kruger hits, so we're going to remove Kruger. All right, unlighting a Watchtower, putting the blocks back up. All right. Now to Busy's move. Immortal Rocky. Now here's the problem. Busy's first potion was a Rage Tonic. Busy also played an H10, which means the Rage Tonic takes precedence over the H10 Unforgiven. So there is no H10. So Busy's attack is going to be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. S7 Unforgiven. So Julia's preventing Rocky and also Scold. And Busy's hitting with an S7 Unforgiven, which is going to be considerably less. Green block. And after mass destruction, and the carryover is going to be 80% of a green block. You got 20% green remaining. All right. Final move of the game, everybody. Pope. You're up. Gideon. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And they're going to Immortal Sonar it. S9 Spade. Red, red. Villar with the Intaglio. And red. And that is where we leave it. That is it. We finished the game. At the end of the final round, I've got Jet, 10 points in Strawman, Arc 0. Second blessing for MPC. 60 points in Slivers, 25. And we finished the match. All right. Good job, everybody. I'm going to do the math. I have no idea. This was a wild one. Crazy strategies. Way to mix it up. Big shout out to Jet for trying something a little bit different tonight. Arc, pivoting. We'll see if, who got what. So I do want to finish off the blessings. So we've got 2 blessings, which means we'll take a green block and a blue block. And on the other side, we got 4, which means we're going to rebuild it because they have 1 left. And then we're going to take down 3 of those. So we'll go ahead and give them their orbitals and their second wall. All right, give me 5 minutes. I'll do the math, and I'll come back and let you know who won this game. Amy, Julia had also gotten a bronze star for the siege. So make sure we add that to the PCP, bronze star for Julia with the siege award. Dow with 100 points in PCP DZ bones. And MPC and Cardinal 25 each for PCP DZ. All right, everybody, we are back and we have a winner. Would ARC strategy work out well? Or would it be that Jet's unorthodox strategy paid off? Yes, that's in the PCP points, Kel. You guys got Dynamite, you got a Triple Crown, and you got a Risk It Biscuit. All of those things. All right, here we go. Give you guys a breakdown. So let's start out. Flags. Jet 750, Arc 450. Nice advantage to Jet. Go over to the walls. Arc got back in the wall game. Took them a bit of time to get it going, but they did finally. 625 to 350. Strawman. Strawman was almost even, but Jet had a slight advantage. Maybe some missed opportunities for both teams. 20 points for Jet, 15 points for Arc. MBS, Jet, 200 to 0. Let's get to the Kangs. Arc, few more upgraded Kangs, 264. Jet, 209. Even though Jet had more flags, Arc got more Kang points. Needles, big advantage in Needles. The Grendel game. Arc went with the Grendel game while Jet was disabling. 500, I'm sorry, not the Grendel game, the Needle game. 500 to 0. 500 to 0. Siege and Occupy, 100 points. Siege and Occupy, 0 for Jet. DZ was 100 to 100. Watchtower, 125 Jet, 0 Arc. And timers minus 20, minus 50. Arc with a slight advantage in just the core points. 2,034 to 1,704. But let's get to the PCP points. PCP points. We've got Arc, Gold Bar, Cannonball, Tire, 2 Horns. 100 points for the PCP DZ and Bronze Stars, 275. Over on the other side, 50 points for a Gold Bar, a Feather, a Cannonball, Tire. 50 points for Wings, Dynamite, 50 for Risk It, 50 for PCP DZ, and 150 Triple Crown, 450. So, after the core points and the PCP, we got Arc at 2309, Jet at 2154. It's close. About 150 points, but let's get to the extras. Extras. We had Colossal Orbital, Colossal Watcher, Colossal Watcher, Colossal Orbital, Colossal Orbital for Arc. And 305 points in slivers. They went duplex. They upgraded. They threw grub grenades. They were getting 60 points around toward the end for a total of 461 in extras. Over on the other side, we had Jet. Sliver game, 145. But the deductions, Wicked Balls, Colossal Gideon, Red Gideon, was a minus 136, so they only had plus 9 in extras. So a big advantage for Arc in extras, over 400 point advantage. Final score, Arc 2770, Jet 2163. So, does the Triple Crown work? Maybe. We shall see in the future if teams will implement this strategy or if they'll do some variation of it. So great job to both teams. Enjoy the rest of your night. Congratulations, Arc and Jet. Hell of a match. Nice strategy. Love seeing you guys mix it up a little bit. So could be a strategy people do if they tweak it just a little bit. Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow for Fish Fights. Peace.